There's a moment when you hit $100,000 in net worth where everything shifts. Not because you're rich, you're not, but because compound interest stops being theoretical math and starts being something you can actually feel working in your favor. Most people celebrate hitting six figures and then coast. They relax, they upgrade their lifestyle, and they wonder 5 years later why they're only at 150,000 instead of 300,000 or $500,000. Here's the truth. The decisions you make right after crossing 100,000 determine whether you plateau or accelerate to seven figures. I'll show you the 10 most powerful moves that separate people who stall out from people who multiply their wealth exponentially. My name is Ivan, and I help people understand the psychology and mechanics behind building real wealth. If you're tired of wondering why your bank account never seems to grow despite making decent money, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button if this video helps you figure out where you have been going wrong. Think about it like fitness benchmarks. Doing your first push-up matters, but once you can do 10 push-ups, your body has adapted and now you train differently to get to 50. Money works the same way. Below 100,000, you're grinding. Every dollar saved is pure willpower. After 100,000, your money starts pulling real weight. At 8% returns, 100,000 generates $8,000 annually in passive growth. That's meaningful. That's the equivalent of working a part-time job, except you're not trading time for it. The question is, do you know how to leverage this inflection point, or are you about to waste it? Decision 1. Shift your mindset from accumulation mode to acceleration mode. Below 100,000, you're in survival mode. Can I even reach financial independence? After 100,000, the question becomes, how fast can I hit the next milestone? This mental shift unlocks completely different behaviors. You start thinking about tax efficiency instead of just saving harder. You optimize allocation instead of blindly dumping money into index funds. You eliminate every remaining friction point in your system. Charlie Munger said the first 100,000 is brutal to get, but after that, it's just math. He's right. Your job now is to maximize the math by making smarter decisions with a larger base. Here's what most people miss. They hit 100,000 and relax. They think they've made it. Fatal mistake. The winners treat 100,000 as a checkpoint, not a destination. They recognize this as the moment to intensify focus, not ease off. Because here's the thing, compounding velocity increases with base size. Getting from 0 to 100,000 might take you 8 years. 100,000 to 250,000, 4.5 years if you maintain discipline, 250,000 to 500,000, even faster, but only if you make the shift now. If you coast, you'll plateau. If you accelerate, you'll compound exponentially. Decision 2, eliminate every dollar of high interest debt immediately. If you're carrying credit card balances at 18% while your investments earn 10%, you're losing 8% on every dollar. That's a guaranteed negative return, destroying your compound growth. With 100,000 in assets, you should have the cash flow and discipline to attack remaining debt aggressively. Pay off that $10,000 credit card balance and you just earned an 18% guaranteed return, far better than any investment you'll find. The psychological benefit is massive. Being debt-free unlocks mental clarity. It reduces cortisol. It frees up cash flow for accelerated investing. Every month you're not sending money to credit card companies is a month that capital compounds in your favor instead. Here's the action. Prioritize high interest debt elimination over everything except emergency fund preservation. Once you're debt-free, excluding low interest mortgages under 4 or 5%, every dollar of income flows directly into wealth building assets. This decision alone can add tens of thousands to your net worth over the next decade by eliminating wealth, destroying interest payments, and redirecting that capital into compounding investments. Decision 3, max out every tax advantage account available. 401k, Roth, IRA, HSA, any employer-sponsored plan. At 100,000 in net worth, you're likely early to mid-career, meaning decades of compound growth ahead. Every dollar in tax-advantaged accounts grows either tax-deferred or tax-free. The difference is enormous. $6,500 in a Roth IRA growing at 10% for 30 years becomes $113,000 tax-free. That same amount in a taxable account after capital gains, taxes becomes roughly $85,000. You just lost $28,000 to taxes. Multiply that across decades and multiple accounts and tax optimization becomes worth hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional wealth. With 100,000 in assets, you should be contributing the maximum to your 401k $23,000 in 2024. Max your Roth IRA, $7,000. If eligible, max an HSA, 4,150 individual or 8,300 family. These contributions reduce taxable income, grow tax-free, and create a foundation for financial independence. The decision to prioritize tax-advantaged accounts over taxable brokerage accounts in these early wealth-building years can easily add $200,000 to $500,000 to your retirement net worth. This is low-hanging fruit most people miss because they don't understand the compounding impact of tax efficiency. Decision 4, upgrade your emergency fund from 3 to 6 months to 6 to 12 months of expenses. This isn't about being conservative, it's about creating optionality and risk tolerance for aggressive investing. With a larger emergency cushion, you can take calculated career risks. You can weather market downturns without panic selling. You can negotiate harder for raises. You can pursue entrepreneurial ventures without financial stress. The psychology is powerful. Knowing you have a year of expenses saved creates a confidence that compounds into better decisions across your entire financial life. Practically aim for $30,000 to $50,000 in a high-yield savings account, earning 4 to 5%. Yes, this money isn't invested at higher returns, but the opportunity cost is worth it for the mental security and strategic flexibility it provides. Here's what happens without a robust emergency fund. You panic sell investments during emergencies or career transitions and lock in losses. A strong emergency fund prevents this. It's the foundation that allows you to stay invested through volatility, take strategic risks, and avoid financial desperation, all of which compound into significantly higher long-term wealth. Think of your emergency fund as buying optionality and peace of mind, not just liquidity. Decision 5, evaluate whether to diversify beyond 100% stocks. If you're under 40 and have decades to retirement, maintaining 90 to 100% stocks is usually optimal. Volatility is your friend because time smooths it out and you're buying during dips. But once you hit 100,000, consider strategic diversification. Add 10 to 20% to bonds, REITs, or alternative investments to reduce portfolio volatility without sacrificing too much return. Here's why. As your net worth grows, preserving capital becomes increasingly important alongside growth. A 50% market crash on $10,000 is recoverable quickly. On $100,000, it's psychologically devastating and takes years to recover. Strategic diversification, like an 80-20 or 70-30 stock-bond split, reduces drawdown risk while maintaining strong returns. Real estate investment trusts add inflation, protection, and income. International stocks add geographic diversification. The goal isn't to become conservative, it's to reduce extreme volatility while maintaining compound growth. Most people either stay 100% stocks too long and panic sell during crashes, or diversify too early and sacrifice growth. The 100,000 mark is the moment to evaluate risk tolerance, time horizon, and goals, then adjust allocation accordingly. Decision 6, resist lifestyle inflation and instead increase your savings rate. This is the most critical behavioral decision post 100,000. Most people hit 6 figures and think, I've made it, I can relax and spend more. Fatal mistake. The people who become millionaires treat 100,000 as a checkpoint, not a destination. They maintain their modest lifestyle and redirect raises, bonuses, and windfalls entirely into investments. Here's the math. If you were saving 20% of income to reach 100,000, increase to 25 to 30% now. If you were contributing $1,000 per month, increase to $1,500 to $2,000. Increasing savings rate from 20 to 30% can cut your time to financial independence by 7 to 10 years. The psychological discipline this requires is immense. You're surrounded by peers upgrading cars, homes, and vacations while you're maintaining your used car and modest apartment. But this decision compounds into millions. The difference between someone who inflates lifestyle at 100,000 versus someone who maintains discipline is often $2 to $3 million in lifetime wealth. Every dollar spent on lifestyle inflation is a dollar that can't compound into $5 to $10 in future wealth. Choose delayed gratification now for exponential wealth later. This is the hardest decision on this list, but also the highest leverage. You're literally choosing between temporary dopamine hits and permanent financial freedom. Decision 7. Explore real estate or alternative investments beyond stocks and bonds. At 100,000 net worth, you have sufficient capital to diversify into additional wealth-building strategies. Real estate offers leverage, tax benefits, and inflation protection. Buying a rental property with 20% down, $30,000 to $40,000 creates exposure to a $150,000 to $200,000 asset, generating passive income and appreciation. Over 20 to 30 years, real estate has historically matched or exceeded stock returns while providing diversification. Alternative investments, private equity, angel investing, commodities, or starting a side business offer additional return streams and hedge against market volatility. The key is strategic allocation. Don't go all in on alternatives, but don't ignore them either. A balanced approach might be 70% stocks, 20% real estate, 10% alternatives. The goal is creating multiple engines of wealth growth that don't all correlate. When stocks crash, real estate may hold value. When inflation spikes, commodities rise. Many millionaires attribute their success to diversified income and asset streams, not just stock market investing. Decision 8. Invest in yourself. Skills, certifications, network, and income growth. The best return on investment at this stage often isn't financial assets, but human capital. Earning $80,000 and increasing to $120,000 through skill development has the same wealth impact as earning 50% returns on $100,000, except income growth repeats annually. Invest in courses, certifications, coaching, networking events, or career pivots that position you for higher income. The compounding effect is powerful. Higher income allows higher savings rates, which compound into exponentially higher wealth. Many people reach $100,000 through frugality and discipline, but plateau because they don't increase earning power. The wealthiest people understand that maximizing income while maintaining modest expenses creates the fastest path to financial independence. Allocate $5,000 to $10,000 from your $100,000 towards skill development, professional networking, or entrepreneurial ventures. The ROI on human capital investment at this stage often exceeds any financial investment. This decision shifts you from passive wealth accumulation to active wealth acceleration through income optimization. Decision 9. Automate every aspect of your financial life. With $100,000, you should automate 401k contributions, IRA funding, taxable brokerage investments, bill payments, and emergency fund top-ups. Set up automatic rebalancing in your investment accounts. Create systems that make wealth building the default, not a decision you make monthly. Why? Because willpower and motivation are finite resources that deplete over time. The people who sustain wealth building over decades don't rely on discipline. They rely on systems. Automation removes emotion, prevents market timing mistakes, enforces consistency, and frees mental energy for higher value decisions like career growth and strategic optimization. Over 30 years, automated investing captures every market upswing without delay, avoids panic selling during downturns, and maintains disciplined contributions regardless of emotions. Manual investors miss these benefits and underperform by 2 to 4% annually due to behavioral mistakes. Automation eliminates this performance drag, adding tens of thousands to lifetime wealth. Set it once, review quarterly, adjust annually, and let the system work. Decision 10. Define your next wealth milestone and create a timeline to reach it. If you've hit $100,000, your next target should be $250,000, then $500,000, then $1 million. Without a clear next target, motivation drifts and discipline weakens. Define the goal. Reverse engineer the math. Contributions needed, time horizon, required returns, and commit to accountability. Reaching $250,000 from $100,000, investing $2,000 a month at 10% takes approximately 4.5 years. That's your target. Track progress monthly, celebrate small wins, and adjust strategies quarterly. The people who build significant wealth don't stop at $100,000. They treat it as the launchpad for exponential growth. They understand that $100,000 to $250,000 is faster than 0 to $100,000, and $250,000 to $500,000 is faster still because compound interest accelerates with base size. Define your path, commit to the timeline, and execute relentlessly. This decision transforms $100,000 from a milestone into a stepping stone, maintaining momentum and focus through the next phase of wealth building. Without this clarity, most people plateau after $100,000. Here's the core truth. Reaching $100,000 isn't the finish line. It's the moment when strategic decisions start compounding into exponential outcomes. Every decision compounds. Higher income plus lower expenses equals higher savings rate, which compounds into larger investment base, which generates more passive income, which accelerates progress further. Pick 3 decisions from this list and implement them this week. Your $100,000 is the foundation. Now build the empire.